Da, 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 da. It's showtime. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Kind of was busy doing some packing and I lost track of time, so I'm behind a minute or two. Getting things. I'll get there eventually. Let's see. Oops. I keep clicking the wrong buttons. That's what she said. I know. Where am I at? I'll get there eventually. And getting all my screens set up the way I like them. Okay, we're here. Hey, Bumcrack. Deb. Jail's overcrowded. Yeah, it is. That's funny, Deb. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard the reports lately on jails being overcrowded or not. They probably are. Yeah, yesterday's show was kind of lively with all the banter and we covered all the topics. Religion, politics, race relations. Yeah, covered it all. Hi, Tara Jim.
You drew me in with that AQHA World Horse Show jacket.
Yeah,
That's
I got
cool.
that
Where'd you
at the
find that?
I got that at the rummage sale yesterday.
Was it leather?
Yeah, it's kind of
Cool.
a distressed leather.
No.
It's a nice jacket.
How do they do?
Uh,
Did you
there
comp
aren't
it?
many comps on them.
Really? I know the NFR ones do all right, I think.
I don't know. I started it high with best offer, $150. I don't know. I paid 15, so if I get 40 or 50, I'll be happy, I guess.
Mm.
That's profit.
Yeah, you got a 2006 AQHA World that took a best offer off of 200. It looks like it's leather too. Oh, here's one.
2006.
Oh, here's one like yours. Is yours a 2013?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's made by Cripple Creek.
Yep.
And they call it brand new, but yeah, they took a best offer off of 200 too.
Yeah. It's embroidered. Did
Yeah.
I spell embroidered wrong? I probably did.
I don't know. You're a school teacher.
It's supposed to be an
Well,
I
you know what
instead of
Jim
a
says?
Y.
You know what Jim says for stuff that sells? If you want it to sell fast, put a horse on it or a naked lady and it's going to sell.
I should have said pair of boobs, but
Oh, you said naked lady though too. You know, like sometimes if you find like naked lady candlesticks or artwork or stuff like that.
frontal nudity or horses.
Or horses for
Make
women.
it sell, yeah. Or paint it red.
He makes fun of horse girls because they get all glassy eyed and stuff when they start looking or talking about horses.
It's like a 13-year-old boy paging over one of his dad's Playboys or something. His eyes are all glazed over.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
Oh, you go to those, they have those, like, Midwest Horse Fair in Madison, Wisconsin. I mean, it's just mega, just like when they do that Comic-Con or whatever, those big conferences or whatever. It's like that, but it's all horses, all horse shows, all horse swag, all horse merch. I mean, these women are walking
and it's
around.
packed, yeah.
You think they were at a Chippendales thing. I mean, seriously, their eyes are glazed. They're just giddy and giggly. They're like when Nancy Pelosi gets real screwy, like she's a little schoolgirl. That's what you just imagine, like hundreds of thousands of women like that. It's frightening. I mean, it's something to see, but it's like Niagara Falls or something. It's scary at the same time.
Okay. There it is. Tara, does this do it for you?
Well, it's cool. I'm not a quarter horse person, so no, I wouldn't buy it. I'm sorry. So that's the other thing about horse girls. It's whatever breed of horse they're into. It's not just horses in general. Now, if that was a saddlebred jacket, I mean, you might really get me going on that, but the quarter horse don't quite do it. Sorry. But you're down in quarter horse country.
Yeah, I mean,
That might be a trophy jacket. That might have been a jacket that was handed out, when you
for a
when
winner.
you I mean, I don't know. I'd have to like look it up for certain, but they do hand out extra stuff like when you win classes. That could be one of the trophy jackets.
Cool.
But don't quote me on that. You'd have to like look that up.
So Nancy Pelosi would get excited over this?
I don't know about that.
No, I mean, just you ever see her like when they pass a bill or something she's happy about? She gets all like she gets shaky and giddy. It's off-putting. It's cringy. It's cringy.
Everything about her is off-putting to me.
I'm gonna have Jim tell you kind of a funny horse story. Tell him the guy that had the heart attack in the restaurant story.
Oh my god! Oh, this is a good one. I'm like, what could I have a possible good horse story? I thought it was one where I was getting dragged by the horse.
This is like when me and Jim are maybe seeing each other maybe a year or something like that.
She gets one of her a lady she'd done horse shows at her farm and stuff like that. Yeah. Trainer, like she's a big deal down by Milwaukee.
Hi, Beth.
So,
I had her come up to my place and do a clinic.
Yeah, so this woman is there, one of Tara's close friends who's also really would ride at our barn or whatever, and is really into horses. And me and her and that other woman and the other Tara's friend's husband and this single lady who's a horse dealer, who Tara and her friend just fawn over. They hang on her every word like she's like you're a small town priest and a pope came to visit. So I mean they're just fawning over this woman. We're at this restaurant where I think we're probably halfway through our meal, and I see a guy fall off his chair clutching his chest. I'm like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to do CPR. Damn it!
Because he's a first responder.
All of a sudden, this other guy gets up and goes, I know CPR. Yes, I'll help you. Another person gets up and says, I'll help you. I'm like, oh, thank God. Okay, so these two are working on this soon-to-be dead guy. Anyway, so they're working on him doing CPR. The ambulance comes. There's flashing lights all through the restaurant, and I think one of them did comment, what are those flashing lights, Tara and her friend? But they continue in their horse conversation. They cart the guy out. They move over their chairs so they can get by with the stretcher, and it never dawns on them.
I did say, oh my God, what happened?
Oh, is that when finally the stretcher came through? I mean, oh my God. They finally, their eyes go, what happened? I mean, a guy just died in the restaurant, and you didn't notice. The ambulance came, and they're hauling him away on a stretcher.
We don't know he died.
He died.
He did not.
He was dead in the restaurant.
Are you serious?
Yes, he did not live. He was dead. He died on the floor right there.
Oh, I thought he just had a heart
attack. No, I followed
attack.
up and found out. I checked
oh my
it out.
God,
He was dead in the restaurant.
Oh, anyway. So, yeah, but we were so engrossed in our horse story.
It was probably when they were giving him CPR, he's probably already dead.
We were so engrossed in our horse story. No, the three of us never noticed this man had a heart attack.
I mean, I'm like, what did you think it was? Christmas? These red and blue lights flashing in the windows of the restaurant? You didn't notice that? I mean, there's cops, there's the ambulance, there's fire.
Anyway. So Jim makes fun of horse people. I've hauled him in enough horse shows and that, and like trade events and that, where he's like, oh my God, it's just all women and they're all goofy crazy. I thought you left me, Todd.
No, I'm still here. I'm
right.
just trying to...
I guess that's end of story.
Yeah, that's end of story.
No. That's a good story. I mean, God, you're sitting there and some guy dies and nobody notices, but...
No, everybody else knows but the three horse people.
100% of the rest of the restaurant, it's just these three women talking about horses didn't notice it.
They didn't even notice there was a dead guy next to him.
I mean, I guess...
I think he was the table behind us.
If I was having dinner with Christy Canyon or something... guess maybe that would happen to me, but here's another old time one. Oh, Nina Hartley, she was another old timer.
Lag says if Jim has to give me CPR, just let me go.
Not a problem.
Jim hates giving CPR.
I didn't like giving CPR to the rubber doll.
Yeah, that's Jim's part of the story. It's like, oh shit, I got to do CPR, and then he had a couple other guys jump in. He's like, thank God.
I signed on to put out fire. I didn't sign on to save people.
We had to do it.
Water on the hot stuff.
We had to do a 2-hour refresher at the beginning of every school year with all the teachers had to with
really?
Resusciani or whatever.
Yeah, I've sold a lot of those. I don't get them anymore now that I moved down here.
No, we had a nurses' school was like half an hour away from us.
And they would put them on that Wisconsin surplus auction site, and I would buy them, and I did really good on them. But don't really. That is actually a really good. If you live in Wisconsin, that's actually a really good. That is a really good auction site to watch. If you're close to Wisconsin, that's a really good one.
And those dolls.
There's my bolo of the day. Now, when I lived up there, I would never say that.
If you get just a Resusciani, okay, they do all right. But if you can get the one with the wires and the leads that has like the fake lungs and stuff in it, I mean, yeah, those get really.
Yeah,
that's
really like $950. We had a lot of stuff, but other like dummies too, like how to put a catheter in dummy and some other stuff. I don't remember what, but there was other stuff too.
They're like plastic, they're rubber body parts that you practice doing.
Yeah.
For medical
arms and stuff for like doing IV shots or running IVs, like where the arm actually like has a circuit where it like pumps blood for pumps whatever for doing IVs or whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather people that don't know how that are going to practice on a dummy than a person.
Yeah.
Or me in particular.
Todd, you bring that up. I'm in the hospital or whatever. I'm getting I think colonoscopy. So anyway, but they put you under. They put an IV in to give you the loopy stuff so you don't remember it. This nurse, she's like, oh, I don't usually do this anymore, but the person who's supposed to isn't here, but I'm going to do it, okay? She's elderly, okay? She's real shaky, and she's struggling with the vein. So, I mean, she must have poked me 15 times. Then finally she goes, well, I'll try the other arm, but if I can't get it the first try, I'm just going to get somebody else. I can't put you through this anymore. I look at her, I go, because she's all nervous. I go, hey, you're going to do this. I go, we're going to try as many times as it takes, but you're going to get this right. Really? You don't mind? I go, no, we're going to make this happen. So she got it on the first try. It just had to calm her down. But honestly, that one arm that she pricked up really bad, it hurt like a son of a bitch. I just felt sorry for her. I'm like, no, this may be the last IV she ever puts in, so I'm going to make sure she gets it.
Yeah, I remember
I was all bruised up on the arm she tried and failed on.
I remember in college I was so poor at a couple of junctures that I gave plasma, and
I wish I would have known about that. I'd have done it.
Oh, in college.
Yeah, but
I was always broke.
One time they ran a bunch of blood underneath my skin.
Oh.
In my elbow pit, whatever it is.
Did you get like a hematoma from it?
Elbow crotch. And it was just big black and blue spot, like 6 inches long. And
oh boy.
It didn't hurt much, but it was just, like when they pull the needle out and they don't get it all the way out and they accidentally leak some blood between your muscle and your skin.
That sounds easy. That sounds like it hurts too.
Well, it never feels great, but think about giving plasma. They take a pint out, then they run it to the back for 10 minutes to what do you
like
centrifuge it off.
Yeah.
And then they come back out and they take another pint, run it to the back, and spin it off. Finally, they come out. The whole process takes more than 40 minutes.
Wow.
It's not like it's just like giving blood in the needle stick and dripping in the bag and everything. But yeah, Back in the day, you'd get $5 on your first trip, and if you came back within 7 days, you could get $10 on the second trip.
Wow.
No,
So
we're collecting bottles and cans.
I used to do that on the way to work, and then uh, go work at the pallet. Used to build forklift pallets in
Oh.
college, and I'd go to work, and sometimes I get so dizzy working because the pallet weighs what, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, and you stack them after you build them, and
I don't know. It depends on the pallet because I used to work in a canning factory and I worked in the warehouse where they had these machines that were like a carousel where you would palletize these canned goods on them. I mean, yeah, I mean a pallet's got to be at least 40 pounds.
yeah.
If it's heavy wood, I mean, I think some of them get close to 50 pounds.
Oh my god. We stacked, when our place I landscaped at, we stacked lime bags. They're 50 pounds a piece.
Well, I can lift 50
Yeah,
pounds.
except if you didn't carry at least three at a time, the other guys laughed at you.
Uh-huh.
So you had to carry bags of lime, 150 pounds, and you're
Oh
stacking
my
it.
God.
Man, your
That's-
back. I mean, I just when I get home, I just lay on the floor on my back with my knees up.
That's kind of what killed me working at Home Depot was, I mean, some of those concrete bags would go
They're 90
80,
pounds.
80 pounds, 90
Yeah.
pounds, some of them.
I think they're 80. They're like 80 and change. Like it's a weird note, like 88 pounds or something. But yeah.
Yeah, the premix wasn't too bad. It was 50, but if you loaded 20 of them, man, that's over 60 years old. I felt it, man. I gave up on that.
So when you were at Home Depot, were you the guy that was wearing like the back belt? You know, like you go to Home Depot, the older guy has a back belt on with the suspenders.
I tried them some. They didn't help a bit, so I just
You're wearing
didn't.
a front belt.
Back belt, front
What
belt.
is that hernia thing they put around your crotch?
They
Oh.
gave us one, and it just stayed in my locker in the break room.
Oh.
No, the belt don't really help much.
It wasn't my back so much that hers, just overall tired. Just, I mean, once you reach a certain age, you're just not as, you can't stay as in good a fitness or shape anymore. But yeah, strapping Christmas trees on the top of Kias in the middle of winter, yuck.
Yeah.
Got old.
I had to sell Christmas trees from our ex-wife one winter, and yeah, Christmas tree people are also the stupidest people you ever deal with. I don't know what. I don't know if it's because of the holiday or whatever, but for some reason when they go Christmas shopping, they turn extra stupid. I mean, just dealing with them, helping them pick out the tree and stuff. It's like, oh my god! I'm like, how do you function? How did you reach adulthood without getting killed?
I know. Oh, I don't quite like that one. Can you hold up the 12th one now so I can see it? Can you pull the branches down a little bit so I can see how it spreads? And I'm like, God,
Oh yeah, because Lowe's sells them too.
My ex took on this Christmas tree selling job, and she
At like a small, like he sold fireworks in the summer and Christmas trees in the winter, so it's not like a big retailer. It's just small.
So she couldn't do it because something else came up, so she couldn't do it. So she said, "I'll take it off your check," because I was giving her a check every month. So I'm like, "Oh, I can work off my check." Okay, it's selling Christmas trees. How hard can it be? So it was on the weekend, so I wasn't doing much in the wintertime, not doing much at the real estate office anyway. So I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I'll go do it." But oh man, it was easy to do, but man, you do deal with some interesting people. I'll say that. It does kind of that scene in the Christmas Story where the old man and the wife, they're picking out the tree and the guy's got to talk them into it. It was kind of like that.
Oh boy.
yeah. But it's just, I don't know. Lifting 30-pound bags of mulch even got old because they were all covered with dirt and mud.
I couldn't do that stuff today. When I was landscaping, yeah, I didn't even really think about it much. But yeah, I couldn't do it today. Because you'd go out and get drunk that night or whatever. In the morning, you wake up with a little bit of a hangover, but you're fully recovered and ready for work.
Yeah, and in the
Put in a
spring and
temperature,
early summer, all the plants would come in and said, go out there. It's only 100 degrees. Water all those plants. Ready to go.
We had a greenhouse, and this is up in Wisconsin where it doesn't get that hot. It'd be like 80 degrees outside, but it'd be like 120 in that greenhouse. I mean, you had a time how long you were in there. You wouldn't make it out. If you had to go all the way to the other end, it's like, I better get out of here so I make it to get back out to the exit. Because it's one exit. You go in, and it's like, I don't know, greenhouse. Well, if you're in there 200 feet and it's 120 degrees, you may not make it all the way back to that exit.
Yep.
And humidity, because they're always perpetually they're on an automatic thing that's always watering these plants. So it's not only baking hot, but it's also like all this humidity is like trapped in this huge plastic building. It's like it's so humid, it's really hard to breathe. Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
Worst job I ever had though was insulating attics when I was a kid. That was my first job. I was 11 years old, and I had this mentally challenged guy I worked for. He would do the regular insulating, and if he'd have me go down at the eave or whatever, where it got real small, where he couldn't reach, and I'd have to go in there and drag this fiberglass insulation in there. No no mask, no nothing. I'd come home, I'd have insulation in my hair, insulation in my ears, coughing up insulation. It was like working in a coal mine. That was the worst. When I got the other job, I was so happy. I got another job. All I had to do was cut grass, but at least I was outdoors. I wasn't in some dark, hot attic.
Oh yeah, because he used Jim because Jim was little, to get him in all the nooks and crannies of the attic where he couldn't fit. He's kind of a heavy-set guy, but I remember him. I mean, he was like he was as big and tall as he was around. He's like 4 foot tall and 4 foot around.
And he had some issue when he was born. I guess like the umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck or something. And I would say he was functionally mentally challenged, where you could get a driver's license, but I mean, somebody else had to balance his checkbook.
Yeah.
So this
He did staple his finger to the wall.
Oh my God! His name was Butch. He had one of those hammer tackers. Okay, if there's kids in the room or you're squeamish, leave the room. Anyway, he had one of those hammer tacker staplers, and he's stapling up on the roof trusses. He's stapling the insulation to them, and I'm standing on a ladder. He swings, he hits his thumb with the stapler, and he goes, ah! And I look, and his name was Butch. And I go, Butchie, no! Because I know what he's going to do. He just takes his thumb and he just takes it and rips it. It looked like one of those, like Friday the 13th, where they take the bucket of blood and splash it across the plastic. Because we had this plastic hanging down, too, because the plastic was vapor barrier. So I just remember that stream of blood going across the plastic. And I'm like, why? Why didn't you just wait? I could have got a hammer. You could have pried it off or something. So I just had to get it off. I'm like, oh my God. We're wrapping.
Well, he didn't physically rip his thumb off.
No, but a hunk about a quarter of his thumbnail and a big hunk of skin was still on the staple. I don't know. We left for the day. We're
done working for this day.
We got in his old shitty van and hit the road with his thumb wrapped because I'm too young to drive. He's got to drive with his half-gone thumb. Oh my God!
I nailed my hand to a pallet one time.
Oh!
I hope you didn't just take your hand and rip it off.
It was. I had a glove on, thank God. But I mean, it came right down by the side of my finger and grabbed a chunk of skin on its way through. And if it'd gone a quarter of an inch to the left, it would have gone right through my bone.
Yeah.
So, I knew somebody that hit himself in the stomach with like a drill. Drilled right into his stomach. He was like holding something, like leaning. He has a big gut, leaning against it, holding it, and he's like drilling at an angle and went right into his stomach. Jim worked as a bikini inspector, I bet. Well, he did do some interesting stuff when he was a bartender. He did do the wet t-shirt.
I did form
the wet t-shirt contest they had. The girls there. Well, I'll let him tell it because he was actually there.
They tell me, okay, this is your job. This is a bar I'm working at. A wet t-shirt contest. the girls line up, and he says, "Okay, Jim, what you'll do is you'll pour the water on the girls before they walk up on the stage." I'm like, "Okay." So I pour the water on this first. I go to her. I'm gonna pour the water on. She's like, "Yeah, fine." So but her arms are up. She puts her hands up. I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So I pour the water on. She goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What?" She goes, "No, you have to form them around my breast, or you got to form the shirt around my breast." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I do it. I'm like, she's like, "Okay, yeah, that'll work. Okay, great." She's a little bit bitchy about it. I'm like, "Okay." So she goes up on the stage. She's doing her thing. I'm like, "Well, this girl's just gonna want me to pour the water on." Next girl walks up, hands up in the air. So every girl in the line, I had to not only pour the cold water on the front of their t-shirt, I also had to form the wet t-shirt material around their boobs. Every single girl. I was like, "Oh wow, this is a good job." I wish this was a full-time gig. Oh my god, the hard part about that job though is going around the bar and getting girls to all the girls who were supposed to go up, who signed up to do it, flaked out. So I had to go around and find girls
Recruit new
with trays of
girls.
shots, trying to get. I had two guys holding trays with shots on them, and I'm handing the shots to these girls, saying, "Hey, do you want to dance?" Oh, we'll think about it. Okay, I'll come back after you had a few of these shots. So I finally got like 5 girls, and it was like pulling teeth. Boy, but once they were up there, you'd think they'd been, like they were pros, like they've been doing it all their life. I'll say that. It was a good show.
Oh man. They want to win the contest.
Yeah. Life in small northern Wisconsin town. That's what you do for fun.
It was $50. So, but we had 2 winners because one girl was dancing. They were camp counselors. The one girl was dancing. She takes her shirt off. So then another camp counselor from the same camp sees her take her shirt off. So then she just takes her shirt off. It ain't even her turn. She goes up on the stage, and topless, they start kissing each other on the stage. You got, I don't know. I mean, this is a small town. We got like 500-600 people out there. I mean, you'd have thought it was, their team won the Super Bowl, the cheering going on. I'm like, oh my God. So there was no way we could give just one girl the prize. We had to give them both a prize. And then I had another girl. She was the first one to say she'd do it. And she walked around and helped me talk other girls into doing it. And I made the guy who owned the bar give her a $50 tab at the bar. Because I'm like, "Hey, dude," I'm like, "you would have never got those girls up there if it wouldn't have been for this girl." So anyway, everybody won.
This is a much milder show today, Glock.
Yeah.
We're only talking about women's breasts and things. So.
I had a stripper come in with a couple guys, and I don't know why she was there, but she was a dancer. And later she's telling us, "Oh yeah, I dance wherever." Well, she gets a few drinks in her. Next thing you know, she's laid out on the bar, and she's asking guys to pour liquor in her belly button, drink it out. So like, "Hey, Jim, bring over the liquor bottle or whatever." The owner's kids with them. Okay, so it's like, okay. This guy at the other end of the bar is like, "Does this happen here all the time? I've never come here before." "Oh yeah, sure, yeah, this happens all the time, mister." I mean, this is a shot in a beer bar. Crap like this never happens at that bar, but all right. It was something. And I lifted her up. The rest of them were leaning over to drink out of her belly button, but I actually got my hand under her butt and shoulders because she was like 5 foot tall, probably 90 pounds. I actually curled her to drink my shot.
Oh wow. Impressive.
They made me do it. Yeah, they're all leaving. They're all almost out the door. And then the owner's son says, "Hey, wait a minute." And I'm like, "What?" "Jim didn't get to drink out of her belly button." I'm like, "Oh crap." So she's got to take off her jacket, get back up on the bar. I'm like, "Oh my God. Guys, not necessary." I don't know what I'm going to catch, but it's probably not going to be good. I'm going to get hoof and mouth.
Did you take down yesterday's video, Todd?
No, it's still
you left it up. Ooh, you're living on the edge.
Yeah, whatever.
So how's eBay doing? We should probably actually talk about something serious, I guess.
I'm down just slightly from the last month.
Oh yeah, I'm up a little bit.
It's steady. It's steady.
Yeah, it's every day. It's Christmas time. There's
the kind of stuff I sell. It's just not just for fourth quarter, so it's just steady.
Jim's very secure in his marriage. This is when Jim was single. I mean, I really wouldn't care. I mean, we used to go to this country concert and I was pregnant and I walked in and Jim is like, they're arm curling girls. Did I ever tell you this? I'll tell it quick. So they're arm curling these two younger girls. Jim's old. He's like 38. How old? No, you were 42 when Brandon was born. They're arm curling these girls. He's got this young buck next to him. So he says real loud, he goes, the young guy's like, I can't lift this girl. Of course, Jim's got like a 90-pound girl. And she wasn't fat. She's just a little stocky. He goes, I can't lift her. And Jim real loud goes, man up. She's already self-conscious about her weight. Now, I heard it, and I was farther away than the girls they were lifting. I was probably, because I was walking up, so I was like 40, 50 feet away when I heard him yell that announcement.
Yeah, they left.
Yeah, they didn't come back anymore for the rest of the weekend.
I knew they probably wouldn't come back after I said that, but I thought it's just too. I just can't let that one lay. I gotta put that one out there.
Anyway, yeah, eBay's all right. It's Christmas time.
It's not as good. We've had better.
I've
more
had better
spicy fourth
Decembers.
quarter.
Yeah, I've had better December, but maybe I'm not in as good as stuff right now either. I don't know.
I didn't have just a ton of Christmas stuff either.
Well, I can't say it. Well, I did list some Christmas stuff here the last month, since before Thanksgiving. So I had some leftover blow molds I've decided to sell, but that's like I didn't go out and buy them. That was stuff I've had that I thought I'd keep, and then I'm like, well, I don't want to store all this crap, so I'm gonna turn it into money.
Well, and they're saying on the news that the maxed out rate of people with maxed out credit cards is horrific. So I guess if you max out your credit card buying gas to go to work, you may not have a lot of discretionary eBay
maybe your
money.
Christmas poopy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read a deal yesterday that said personal debt was up 14% over this time 2 years ago.
Well, if you if you have credit cards and they've been raising the Fed interest rate, that's going to affect all your credit card interest rates usually.
Oh yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? So.
Hmm. So yeah, no, the best times of sales on my eBay have been when I had like those big scores, like I bought that video game store,
Yeah.
and I bought out that Western Wear store,
Mhm.
and this summer, early summer, I got into a big lot of swimming pool parts.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's like stuff.
And that's
I
all,
mean, like the
those
last time we
times.
had a recession. I mean, a lot of what I call like using stuff. Like if I go to the pool store and this pool part's $900, they're gonna come home and go look online and see if they can find a better deal on it. Because you were able to buy them right, you could probably sell the same pool part for $400, and you're more than happy with that.
Yeah, I've still got some of those parts laying around,
Yeah.
but it's like, yeah, I paid like $60 for two different big lots of that stuff, and I made more than 4,000 off of it.
Yeah.
So it's like that's when I do good on eBay, is when I get a
Yeah.
big haul of really good stuff, just by accident or on purpose
I
or
got a
whatever.
finished listing. I did really good on it so far, and I still have stuff I got finished listing. I had an electronics guy, and he also did like home security stuff, older stuff from like the 90s, but all those keypads and all that stuff. I mean, I sold it all, unless I have more in that pile.
Yeah, yeah. It's like Mr. Sadie with his I like Ike pins. Who would have thought those would have been worth so much? But
What were they?
they're just political buttons you put on your lapel.
Oh,
They
okay,
say
yeah,
I
yeah,
like Ike on it,
yeah. Those do all right.
and it's from like the 1960 election or something,
Yeah.
and they're brand new old stock. And he had like, how many do you have of those, Sadie? 400?
Oof.
And he sold like 75, 80 of them so far, and he's
Yeah.
already way in the profit.
People collect that old political stuff. Yeah, I've had a lot of buttons, but I had a big thing. I bought a whole bunch of people, just a big collection of bumper stickers that were all political bumper stickers, and I did really good on those. That was a couple of years ago.
books much anymore.
I never feel like I have time to read a book.
I
Yeah.
like reading books, but I'm just always.
I don't know. I just feel like I never have the time commitment. I like if I at night, to sit down and read or whatever. I just feel like I don't feel like reading it. By the time I get done on the computer, I just don't feel like reading anymore. I haven't seen Don't Worry About My Taxes 2024 pins.
I haven't either.
Don't worry about my taxes.
Lag goes, how about those Don't Worry About My Taxes 2024 pins? Maybe he's making it up. I haven't seen those.
I haven't either.
The Taxpayer Suicide Club.
Discovery Natural Geo. I did watch The Crown. I watched the last episode of The Crown last night.
Yeah. I like
I was in the
Discovery.
room while
Just
she was watching it.
Yeah, Jim doesn't care for it. He's not into like that. I'm not that I'm super into like the monarchy or anything, but it's an interesting
Well,
show.
it's their executive branch. I have nothing against it, but it just doesn't do anything for. It's like, yeah, whatever.
I like the Discovery Channel for like Dirtiest Jobs, and
Yeah, that guy's a good guy. Yeah.
I think he should run for president.
Yeah,
Mike
he's a
Rowe.
pretty level-headed guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I like the Deadliest Catch show, and I like the
Yeah, I liked
Gold Rush show.
yeah, that Alaskan one that they put on Disney Plus too. It's like it's about these people like living in Alaska and everything.
Alaska Bush People or something like
Not
that.
the Bush People. I forgot the name of it because it has like the woman that's way up at the top, where she has that hunting camp. She lives like in those tent buildings. I forgot the name of it.
Those
Anyway.
Bush people were just goofy.
I did watch them too, and I used to really like Amish Mafia too. I wish they
Again, goofy.
No, I really like that show. And I was talking to somebody. I'm like, oh, do you like documentaries? When we went to West Virginia, I said, there's this documentary, it's The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia. I said, you should watch it. It's good. It's by Johnny Knoxville. He goes, you know what I really like? Amish Mafia. I'm like, all right, I found another person that likes Amish Mafia.
Yeah, they meet in the barn at a table, and he's sitting there like he's the Godfather or something. It's so hokey.
I like when
They're like
burned
in
down.
a milk parlor. Or
Yeah, I like when they burned down the chicken coop when they did the drive-by and burned down the chicken coop. Of course, the chickens were in it, but they did do that where they like burnt down this chicken coop, and the guy had like where it was like a self-serve like sell eggs, so they broke all his eggs and stuff.
Yeah, and you heard him coming and went clip clop, bang bang bang, clip clop, clip clop. Oh man.
I could rewatch that. I could really rewatch that.
Well, he actually got in trouble though. Didn't he actually get in trouble or something? That's why they ended.
I don't remember.
He actually like did something where he was in jail or something. That's why the show wasn't going on.
Oh, I don't know.
But I could be wrong. It could be another John Denver thing. So don't.
We're pretty mild today, fishing picking. We've just been talking about women's breasts and belly button
those
shots.
are cool pins.
Yeah. All right. Stock market is flat. Not much up, not much down, staying flat.
Yeah.
And what's gold and silver doing today? Sadie is flipped.
Tell me gold is going up because I got to pick up those stupid gold grills today.
Yeah, it's higher than it's been in months.
All right.
It's almost 1800. 1798 for an ounce of gold.
I'm gonna wear that grill around for a little while.
No, it's warm to somebody else's
I
teeth.
want you to kiss me while I'm wearing
No, it's probably I'm worried it's got like plaque or food stuck on
it. I'm
it.
gonna get one of those wide brim fedoras or whatever with a big feather in it.
Okay.
Get out my platform shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Give me some sugar.
You can walk around with a cane.
Silver went above 23, and this is keeping on going.
Oh, silver's going up.
Yeah, so Yeah, sales. I got 4 going out today. I don't know. That's just kind of my average on a weekday. 4 on a weekend. 12.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's my average. It has been for years. I'm just doing about the same amount.
How many
But
listings do you have?
oh, too many. I
Are
need to
you
take
over a
some down
thousand
and
or
donate.
no? Are
Huh?
you over? Do you have over 1,000?
Yeah, I got 1,200.
Ooh, good for you.
No, it's not. I've got stuff like I don't know. I've got so many watches. I've got like $10 watches that I'm trying to sell for $8 and nobody's buying them.
Yeah.
But I put a new battery in, took pictures and did a listing,
Hmm.
and I mean, it's nothing. It doesn't take long to pop a battery in and take a picture. But
Yeah, I
got a
got
bunch of
16.
watches, a
I
bunch
got
of like
16 that I gotta ship.
sterling silver rings, necklaces, and bracelets. I've got, oh gosh, just stuff. I got so many vacuum cleaner bags.
Oh yeah, I'll give it up for you. Yeah, I've done the vacuum cleaner bags and stuff.
I
Not
just
quite as
sold.
many as you, but they can be slow because you have a lot of competition on them. So you always will end up with somebody getting underneath you.
I just sold some yesterday.
Did
So
you?
I
Good.
mean, they're slow sellers, but
Yeah.
hey,
I mean, they're
Harry,
gonna go.
how's
Yeah.
it hanging? The the infamous Harry Humstone. He's been on the show one time. He came on and chatted.
Oh yeah.
I'll put an invite out here. Come on, Harry. Give us some real intelligence to talk with. Oh, we
Oh,
can
Mr.
come and
Sadie's gonna be in Oklahoma. You should drive up there. You can meet up with him.
yeah, I don't like him that much though.
Oh well, there. I'm glad. Boy, Mr. Sadie, now you know where you stand in his viewership.
Uh, Sadie and we'll get on talk. We'll text back and forth while we're playing a poker tournament, the same poker tournament.
Yeah.
We're like best buddies now. We're like joined at the hip or something.
Well, then you better go up to Oklahoma and say hello to him. Give him a
The only
little
big
love.
difference between me and him is he's 10 years younger and he's got granddaughters and I don't have any grandkids yet.
Well, give your kids a
Everything else is
tutorial and tell them how to get in gear.
everything else is almost exactly the same, except he still works for a living and I don't.
Mm.
What do you mean, like for other people?
He works for that guy.
Oh, you mean like where you show up every day at a certain time and then you? Oh man, I couldn't do that.
I think he almost sets his own hours though,
Yeah.
because he's going to work today, but yet he's over here in the side chat just chatting it up with us. He's probably at work right now, just sitting in the warehouse chatting with us. Man, that was one of those sneezes that took a long time to get ready to come out.
Oh yeah, I hate those.
Yep, see, he's at work.
Yep.
He's getting paid.
He's getting paid to hang out on YouTube.
There you go.
It's the Sadies who
Uh,
get paid and the Sadies who get paid.
Laid.
Sadie's one of those guys who he has to do the work until the work is done. So he can put it off and kind of set his own hours, but still got to get all the work done by the end of the day or whatever. Yeah, me and Harry, we're retired. All we do is just go picking stuff and selling it to little unsuspecting. Harry's a great picker. He's lived long enough to know what the older stuff is worth. He's real good at the vintage stuff.
Yeah.
They got a lot of old stuff. I mean, way older stuff than we had in Wisconsin down here.
Yeah.
But man, they pay up for it.
Hmm.
You like, at least where I'm at, you have a lot of competition because you got a lot of these what I would call professional people, like professional rummage sailors that set up like on the 127, the 68. They set up on these these mile long yard sales and
Yeah,
stuff
then
like
you got
that. Like that,
Nashville.
I did a little bit of the 127 and I have done some of the 68. I will say you get a lot of people from out of state through here
Yeah.
that go to that.
But
So
you
you,
get and you get those store buyers that buy for Nashville, Louisville, Lexington.
mhm.
They're pretty good stout
I mean, they're all
competition.
driving. You have these buyers driving on these yard sales, all with their like sprinter vans and stuff like that.
Yeah, that there are certain areas in the country where antiques are out there.
I've seen a lot, but I will say I have seen a lot older stuff than I saw in Wisconsin. At least
I
the part of
mean,
Wisconsin I was at. But then I'll have this like there's an online, they do a lot of online auctions and I'll buy some stuff off them. They're pretty good people. But I'll watch it. There'll be something I'll bid on. I'll get outbid on it. And then there's another person in town that does online auctions on the other site that's like called AproBid or whatever. They'll put the stuff on there and they'll actually sell it on there for less than what they bid for it at the other auction house. And I'm like, well, that doesn't even make sense.
Lag, don't you have to have a real job before you can be retired? Oh, he spelled it wrong. He got a return, not a retired. I mean, you got to buy what's near you. I mean, we get lots of like Western wear,
Yeah.
like boots and jeans and
Name brand horse, but I call it like also horse stuff. You'll do good on that stuff.
horse stuff. Yeah, lots of roping and horse
Hmm.
cowboy stuff.
Like Ariat stuff. If I want to go to the store and buy an Ariat jacket, let's say just a regular lightweight Ariat jacket, it's gonna cost at least, I don't know, 150 to over $200, depending on what
Good
you want.
grief.
So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go on eBay and go see if I can get a better deal on it because that's how I am. And there's a lot of other people out there like that too, I think. I was just looking. I'm like, oh yeah, I like this. It was just a lightweight. It's just like a lightweight quilted Ariat jacket. I had to go to this Rural King. They sell Ariat stuff. I was just looking at them. Yeah, I mean the base price on a very lightweight jacket, not a lot of embroidery. It says maybe Ariat on the sleeve or something. It's what were they? I think they were $130.
I wonder what the Amish girls would look like in burkas.
I don't
Who
know.
was it
You,
trying to get dates with Amish girls? Wasn't that fishing and picking?
I mean, yeah, it was. Yeah, I think so.
Except he's married or something, isn't
Yeah, but he must have an Amish community close to him because he's always hanging out with them or something.
Yeah, and those Amish girls aren't real chatty.
Yeah.
If you're not like dressed like an Amish dude, they don't really want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
he? Yeah, I gotta watch Sadie's video. I didn't know you made a video, Sadie. My notifications, I don't really get a ding or a. I need to see what I can do about. I'll miss a lot of the videos that I want to watch. You prefer Mormons?
I didn't know they had Mormons in Saudi Arabia. Isn't Felix in Saudi or UAE?
He's in Saudi Arabia.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. Nuns wear habits, not burqas.
I think you could get thrown out of the convent for that.
The dresses and the caps do it for you.
There you go.
thing fishing.
The black
Uh,
stockings, the
yeah.
sensible footwear. The Amish people here, well, some of them wear tennis shoes, but then you have the older ones. They wear like those old nursemaid shoes. You know what I'm talking about in black?
Or the ones with the chunky heel.
I don't know. I haven't known, but I've seen like the nursemaid type. You know that those nursemaid shoes. I've seen
Yeah.
them wearing those a lot.
Or maybe that's nuns. I don't even think of nuns with the chunk heel.
No, Jim doesn't have any Amish stripper stories. He never hung out with the Amish.
I did have these two Amish girls. They let me drink unpasteurized milk out of their belly buttons.
Oh, gross. Then it curdled.
You can't really curl an Amish girl though because her shoulders are too broad from all that hard work.
Where we lived in Wisconsin, there was Amish in central Wisconsin, like where I would go to the horse auctions, but that was probably about a little over 2 hours south of me. But like here, yeah, there's Amish in our community, and like where I go and ride and stuff, there's a lot of Amish over there. I just sold a couple weeks ago. I had a doctor's buggy style wagon, and I'm like, I'm never gonna use this thing. And I just sold it to Amish guy over there.
You can't go to Medina. You can go. I mean, you can go to Medina, but you can't go to Mecca. Yeah, the SAS shoes, San Antonio shoes. I don't know why they get such a bad rap. I guess just 'cause they're so ugly. But every time I get SAS shoes, they sell.
They do. I mean, they're good for like people that if you're on your feet a lot, like waitresses and stuff, but they're not
Yeah.
sexy shoes.
Or if you're old like me and your feet just aren't very good anymore.
Yeah. And you start quitting with the shoelaces, you just just have a big Velcro strap on it, you just give up
There
on
you go.
shoelaces.
I just set my shoes up with the strings loose enough I can pull them on.
Oh.
But I gotta wear these like New Balance shoes with the really thick, cushy. I gotta
Oh,
have the
those are
cushy.
old man shoes, Todd. Oh my God. You even got them in the black and the gray. He's totally rocking the old man tennis shoes.
Look, they're nice and soft on my foot,
Mm-hmm.
and they have cushy
Yeah.
soles. Gotta have them.
I would sell
These are better looking than SAS shoes, that's for sure.
I would sell those SAS shoes to migrant cannery workers.
Oh, you are on your feet a lot at the cannery.
Yeah, the girl would come in.
Yeah, I would
She'd
say.
be the one who could speak English, and then she'd have the other girls with them, and they'd all buy. When they first got there, they'd all buy a $60 pair of those SAS shoes or whatever, but they had a warranty.
Yeah.
It was for the life that the upper would wear out before the sole.
Yeah.
So they'd go through like 3-4 pairs through the season, and
Yeah.
I'd give them the credit because they would wear right through the sole.
Yeah. No, I worked at that cannery. You are on your feet the whole time.
On cement, and it
Yeah.
wears out shoes. Same thing working in a barn.
I remember when they brought in, if for whatever reason they were short on workers at that cannery, so they brought in some like Milwaukee County work release prisoners into work at the cannery. Okay, but this is the thing of it is
they box cutters.
They brought them in during root crop where we're cutting tops. They're cutting tops off of carrots with paring knives. I'm thinking to myself, is this a good idea to give these prisoners knives anyway?
So you're in for stabbing. Okay, well, whatever. Here's your box.
Here's your paring knife. No, they're paring knives.
There's some coyotes out there too. Bring a rifle. Here, set them up with a rifle and some ammunition.
Mecca. Mecca's an interesting place, but I don't know.
Have you been there, Todd?
I got other places to go see.
Have you been there?
No.
No.
24
I've only ever been. I've never left.
They don't allow you.
I've never left this side of the world. I've only ever been in Mexico and Canada. That's it.
I mean, they let you in the Vatican. They let me in the Vatican. I don't know why they wouldn't let me
They
in
did?
Mecca.
And you're a Baptist. Did you burst into flames?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, don't even let you in the city where Abraham's what do you call it, a monolith? Abraham's Wall. It's a big old complex. Look at that thing.
Hmm.
I wonder
Yeah,
how many
it is
people can
something.
fit in there.
It's pretty
But
lit up at night.
us little Baptists aren't allowed in, huh?
In Mexico once, but not by choice. What did you do? Get abducted and taken across the border?
Where's your green card? No green card? Oh, come with us. Do you have kind of like brownish skin there, Lag? What's that song that Cheech Marin used to sing? Born in East LA, and the cops
That was a
picked him
good
up.
movie. For Cheech and Chong, well, it was just Cheech, but yeah, I mean, that was a good movie.
They're so funny.
Yeah, because he's got no green card because he's born here. So everybody's like hassling him, "Where's your green card?" He goes, "I don't have a green card. I was born here."
Two million people can fit in that stadium. Jeez.
Wow.
Where's that?
That's Mecca. There's
Mecca.
this thing, and is that called Abraham's Wall, or what's that? It's an obelisk or a monolith or whatever.
Yeah, something.
What was that guy's name? Zombie? Remember on Pee Wee's Playhouse? The
No.
Mecca Lecca High, Mecca Heiny Ho, Mecca Lecca High, Mecca Johnny Ho.
Yeah, I don't know his name though.
I think it was Zombie. He used to talk about Mecca a lot.
Oh, it's the house Abraham lived in, but they've obviously put like a thing around it, or the house Abraham built.
Is this gonna be like Abraham Lincoln's boyhood home?
Huh. No, I don't know. And it's made. It is a black stone. He said, and they said it's made out of a meteor. That's cool. They in Hodgesville, Kentucky. This isn't obviously as big as like Abraham,
Which
but
we live like what, 15
yeah,
miles
we
away
live
from,
like 15
from the
miles
property.
from the property Abraham Lincoln was born on. Okay, so they got this thing over there. They got this big like marble building, and when you go inside of it, it has a log cabin inside of it that was supposed to be Abraham Lincoln's boyhood log cabin, except that now they proved that it wasn't with aging it or whatever, but there was a traveling show that had Abraham Lincoln's cabin and Jefferson Davis, and they figured out that the logs ended up getting mixed matched back and forth, and that it was that style. It is a very old log cabin, but in that style.
It's about 20. The wood is about 20 years too new to be either one of the actual cabins. And then they figured out, yeah, it's actually a combination of Jefferson Davis's, the Confederate president, and Abraham Lincoln, the Union president's two cabins, which it's not actually either because it's 20 years too new.
Because I guess it used to like travel around, so they'd take it apart, re-put it together, for shows and that, but it would travel around the U.S.
So at Lincoln's birthplace at this park, they call it the representative cabin, and you're still not able to use flash photography. It's a fake cabin. Who cares if you use flash photography? And man, are they Nazis?
Oh yeah,
Holy
I had my flash on my phone. I took a picture of it. And she was right over there. The park ranger, like,
yeah, she's right.
No flash. Yeah, she was right on there.
I don't know what else they'll bust you for, but man, they should have her work at the border.
It's something. It looks like a huge granite building, marble granite building. It looks like a huge mausoleum, and you got this log cabin inside of it.
And they have a movie you watch before you go through it, and it shows Teddy Roosevelt helping push in the cornerstone with the year and stuff on it and dedicating it. So me and Brandon touched it. So it's kind of cool. We're actually putting our hands on a stone that we know Teddy Roosevelt touched because you can see him in the film doing it. So that was kind of cool.
So
I mean, Abraham Lincoln's pretty good too, but Teddy Roosevelt, he's a pretty cool president. I like that guy.
Yeah, he did some good things. He got the national park started and this and that.
He wouldn't shoot that bear that was chained to the tree.
Yep. Although he was quite the hunter.
Yeah. Except when they chained up a bear and then they developed a teddy bear.
Yeah, he didn't like that. He
Yeah.
says, "Why is that bear chained to the tree? I ain't shooting it." You know, I guess it was some old bear too. That was like really like
Oh, really?
yeah, some kind of like old decrepit bear. He's like, "I'm not shooting no old decrepit bear chained to a tree."
Yeah, because he was used to be in his younger days, he would go out on real live, uh, big game hunts in the West. Elk and deer and bear and moose and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, 9 o'clock.
Oh,
Time for a weekend.
yay. I suppose
Mm,
today's your Lutheran Day, isn't it?
no, it was yesterday. That's where I got
Oh.
the quarter horse jacket.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry. Rewind. Forgot that story already.
Yeah, Thursday is Fight with the Lutheran Day.
Oh, damn Lutherans.
Damn Lutherans. And that old dried up biddy was behind the jewelry counter. So,
Oh, she's still there. Wow.
yeah.
It's probably the one. It's probably the thing keeping her alive. She'll never die because she wants to do battle
Why
with
don't you
you at the
bring her some
jewelry counter.
moisturizer or something to loosen her up a little
I
bit?
know. I swear to God, one day she's going to be back there doing something. And poof, she's going to turn to dust. Just a cloud of dust. Go, poof. That's going to be the end of her.
Well, you and Brandon Fraser can make another mummy movie.
And she'll be like the one, the Tom Cruise mummy movie, where the bugs just fly out of her mouth and stuff.
Oh my God, this poor woman. Her family's probably listening to this. Like, what the hell? That's my mom used to.
Yeah, they're talking about great grandma on that show. Uh, yeah, most of the people in there are really nice and helpful and fun to talk to, but there's one or two of them that are just kind of.
Oh, well, part of my family is actually Lutheran, and Lutherans are a tough crowd to warm up to.
There's one.
They're a bunch of staunch old Germans. Jim's brother became Lutheran. He converted to Lutheran when he married his wife, who is a German Lutheran, old staunchy German Lutheran.
Yeah.
We had to walk. The Catholic school kids, and I don't know why, but the Catholic school kids had to ride the public bus, but the Lutheran kids had their own buses. Okay, but when we walked past we would have to walk past the Lutheran school to get to the public school where our school buses were, and they'd be in the playground on the fence, and they'd be like, you're going to hell. And we'd be like at the chain link fence, like trying to fight each other and stuff. The teachers would be coming out, like trying to pull the kids off the fence. I don't know why. We just hated the Lutheran kids. The Lutheran kids hated us.
Oh boy.
It was weird. Early 70s.
Oh man. Yeah, I
But we
go in
didn't ride
that
the bus
men's
together.
clothing room. There's an old lady in there that just pretty much follows me around and says, "Here, look at this. You need to buy this." I'm like, "No, I don't. That's stupid."
Stupid, go away.
I mean, she'll go, "Look at this. I think this would fit you," and I'm like, "Quit it."
Yeah, well, you gotta do it like Ralphie style from Christmas Story. Don't bother me. I'm thinking right now.
Look at these SAS shoes we have for sale. No, go away.
Well, you should buy them to resell them if they're good price. Just probably thinks you're gonna wear them.
No, just
Do you have
I
it?
don't know. Just
Are you ever in a hurry? Like, I had a pipe leaking literally on the floor. I got a pipe. One of these Russian kids that was working for a guy we were doing condos with broke a pipe at the condos. I'm trying to get oh no, it was at the professional center. I'm trying to get a fitting so I can stop a leak. I got a running leak in a building, and I got this idiot from Ace Hardware comes up. Can I help you? And I dealt with this guy before. He doesn't know anything. And he's like, well, could it be this? I'm like, just go away from me. And now I'm getting rude. I tell the two Russian kids, I'm like, you guys talk to this guy while I find what I want. And you can tell he's like trying to push past the Russian guys to get to me. I'm like, go screw yourself. I finally found I needed a compression fitting so I can put it on this copper pipe because I'm going to have to do it while it's leaking.
Oh boy.
Because I can't get to the shut off. Because the guy with the keys to the room where the water shut off is gone. Anyway. Yeah, that was my least favorite "can I help you" moment. You can help me by getting the expletive away from me.
Anyway.
Better cut it
Anyway.
off before it gets too angry.
All right.
It was
So,
a nice show, but now it's taking a hard left turn.
I was old, but she's so old she farts dust. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That was Todd typed that in the chat. That's harsh.
so if I converted to Muslim, would they let me go to Mecca?
Sure.
I
No, I
guess.
still look like a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Well, that was the deal or something. If they took you over, if they conquered you, if you converted to Muslim, you were okay. Yeah, they would let you. They would allow you to convert.
Be nice. Like, you were the one who said she was hitting on me. I'm not a racist. I just told you I look like a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. That's what I look like. That's being racist. Yeah, even if I converted to Muslim, I don't think they would let me in Mecca.
I knew somebody that was Catholic that converted to Judaism when he married a Jewish woman, his wife. He converted, and it took him when they were engaged. I want to say by the time he went through all like the learning Hebrew and getting bar mitzvah and all that stuff, it took him like 5 years before they could get married. I mean, it was a long time, and it was like every day he was there working on learning Judaism and stuff.
Michelob Ultra is a religion now.
Oh, God, Ultra.
There's worse things to be than Michelob Ultra, I guess.
Honestly, I like it.
It's not horrible. I've had one.
I like it. I actually thought about buying some. We've been talking about it so much, and I haven't had any beer in a while because Jim quit drinking on me.
Yeah, and Michelob Ultra. There's Perrier,
Chechens.
there's Evian.
I like all
Polar
that stuff.
Springs.
I like that.
Those are all good brands.
I like that stuff.
There's water right out of your tap.
Oh yeah. Well, sometimes it has a little too much of that minerally taste, hard water taste.
Yeah,
so
Chechens look like white Anglo-Saxon Protestants too, don't they? But they're not.
I'm out of the Mick Ultra Club. Okay. I'll have to go back to Coors Light. I like Coors Light too. I also like is it called like it's a Budweiser like 64 or something like that select. That's all right too. That's like drinking water too.
There's only one Budweiser, original Budweiser. It's like drinking a loaf of bread.
What was that stuff that they gave us for free at the Mexican restaurant that time? Was that Budweiser 64? It's like Budweiser Select.
Was it Corona?
No, because it has low calories.
But it was I think it was low cal Corona.
I thought it was a Budweiser. Maybe it was the next time I went there with Dave that they were giving us free beer too. I
thought Eastern Europeans were Eastern Orthodox Catholic. I don't know. All right, we've solved all the problems.
We're getting too much into religion. We better wrap it up.
We better vote on which religion's best.
Let's wrap it up with an argument about religion.
We gotta get the best political party, the best religion. Lively debate.
Yep.
Fruity beers.
The best beer.
The best beer.
O'Doul's. Isn't O'Doul's that alcohol-free kind?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you know who's thinking about drinking NA is Jim.
Oh, but O'Doul's isn't zero. O'Doul's has a very small amount of alcohol in it. Which that new Budweiser stuff is zero alcohol. I'm sorry, is it special export?
Oh.
Yeah.
They still sell 3.2 beer in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, that was all that was legal in Oklahoma for the longest time. And Coors had 3.2 beer, and God, it tasted like...
I think Illinois had it.
It just tasted like sparkling water, just without any flavor. It just tasted like, no.
You just have to drink twice as many.
I guess. It was...
Because 2 3.2s will get you up to one regular can, so
yeah,
you just got to drink 48 of them.
I don't think anybody ever in the world has gotten a buzz off a 3.2 beer. Anyway, on that note, I'll take my 3.2% and go finish my shipping and packing and stuff like that. Oh, I didn't... Remind me next week to talk about the toilet.
Oh boy, that sounds like a story.
Yeah.
Well, somebody in the chat remember to talk about the toilet next week.
We
'Cause
had to
I'll
have the
forget.
plumbers come in twice.
Uh-oh.
All right. Yeah, it was cheap too.
No, I can't imagine.
All right. See y'all Monday.
All right.
All right, see
Have a
ya.
good weekend.
Thanks, Jim.
Bye,
Thanks,
Todd.
everybody in the side chat. You're all awesome. Ah, I love you. I love you. I love you. It's a heart.